Time to settle the debate. Should we use the trap bar or should we use the straight bar for our deadlifts? So let's talk about a few pros and cons of each. The trap bar. If you are a new lifter, the trap bar is gonna be the absolute way to go. If you're an athlete, it's also gonna be much safer. You can lift more weight, get a bigger leg drive. So what you'll see here on the trap bar is that we have two handles. We can flip this thing over and grab the handles and it'll be just a little bit lower. We'll have to reach down a little further. But here, it's slightly elevated. This is going to be just a little bit of a higher start than the straight bar. The neutral grip is going to make it easier to hold versus the double pronated grip or even a mixed grip that you would need to hold on to the straight bar. And it's just a much easier way to learn because you don't have to navigate the bar around your body, especially your knees. So when you grab a trap bar, it's pretty self-explanatory. All you gotta do is reach down, grab it, get yourself tight. John Daly used to say, you can just grip and rip. So drive through the floor, drive, boom. There's your trap bar deadlift. Nice and easy. Always make sure you're hinging. You don't want to end up doing what we call a squatty deadlift that looks like this, where you squat down. You still want to make sure you are hinging back, getting the posterior chain, but it's a much easier way to get started on a deadlift. Now, this is a great bar. This one's big. A lot of them aren't this big. So once you get really strong, it's gonna be tough to keep loading on more and more weight because it will kind of cap off here. You can always add more weight onto the straight bar, but that's gonna be a little bit of a safer and easier way to go. Now, the straight bar, there are some advantages to this, right? If you do want to learn the technique, if you ever want to compete in a powerlifting competition or something, you need to learn how to lift with the straight bar. Or you're at a gym that simply doesn't have a trap bar. You're at home, what do? You learn how to use this. We can deadlift a few different ways with this. You can do a conventional deadlift, you can do sumo deadlift, a few different options. But the only trick is that you have to learn how to navigate the bar around your body. And for a beginner, that is pretty tough to do. So one thing, you wanna hinge back here, get up to the bar, grab it, make sure you always set the bar. Sometimes the trap bar will have this too, but you always wanna make sure you take that little bit of slack out of the bar before you lift it. Now, the only difference is I have to make sure I navigate the bar around my knees and push forward. Tap, and drive up. When people ask me, what bar should I use? Typically, it's going to be the trap bar. If you have it available, I would most times tell you that that is gonna be the better way to go. You can load up more weight, it's safer on your back, and it's just a little bit of a better tool for you. If you don't have one, definitely wanna make sure you learn how to use the straight bar correctly. And you can also raise these up off the ground. I could put a couple of these plates here, set the weight up a little bit higher, so that way I have a higher starting point. That'll also make it a little bit easier for you as well. All in all, they both are great tools, but if you have the trap bar available, I have to say I would recommend, this is hard for me because I grew up lifting with this and I still do, but I've been doing it for 22 years, all right? If you are new, if you're slightly terrified of deadlifts, which I don't blame you because you can hurt yourself if you don't do it correctly, it's a much easier way to do it with the trap bar. So if you're doing one of my programs and you have it available, use it, make sure you swap it out. But that's my debate or little pros and cons here for you about using the trap bar versus the straight bar. So if you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe down below.